Welcome. More multi-step equations. This video, you're not going to see me at all. You're just going to work problems out. Ha! Just kidding. Okay. Multi-step equation is one where there's a lot going on. We've done these before. I want you to try these two on your own. I want to spend a little bit of time working on these two because they look a little bit different. I'm sorry that they're small, but I wanted to get it on one PowerPoint for you. So let's try number 3 here, and I think you can see that. So again, the goal is to get all of the variables to one side, the same variable on one side, and all the numbers to the other, and then we can have a nice little equation that we can solve. That's a negative 5a. Opposite, right? I've got to add 5a to both sides to get rid of it. Gone, draw a line, drop down. 1a plus 5a is 6a. Plus 5 equals 5. Okay? Minus 5 on one side, minus 5 on the other side. What you do to one side of the equation, you must do to the other, right? So they just both happen to cancel out. So now I'm left with 6a, and don't write 6a because that's not right. 6a equals 0. Here's where you have to write 0. If you're stuck with nothing on that side, write the 0 down because it's going to make your life a lot easier. Now, we're still going to follow the same process. I have 6 times a, which means I have to do the opposite of it, which is divide. So I'm going to divide by 6 on both sides. I'm left with a equals 0. Okay, that's the answer. So there isn't an answer, there is no answer, there is an answer. There is an answer, right? Weird. The answer is 0, because 0 is a number. So try it, put it back in and see what works for you. Example 4, and we're going to talk about why this works in a minute. P minus 1 equals P minus 1. Well, you're saying to yourself right now, probably does the same thing on both sides. You're right, but let's go ahead and use the algebra to fix it for us. I'm going to add 1 to both sides. Cancels, cancels. I'm left with P equals P. Now, when you get to that, when you're finally done and you get to something like that, you have to ask yourself, does P equal P? Well, yeah, because the only other letter that equals P is P. That's a true statement, which means that there are all real numbers as your answers or infinite solutions. Infinite solutions means this. I can substitute any number in for the variable, and it will work on both sides. For instance, let's say I told you P was 9. That means 9 equals 9. That's also true. P equals negative 2. Well, negative 2 equals negative 2. That works out. There are 3 types of answers with these things. 3 types. The first type is you have one number answer, like 0 or 8 or whatever. The second type of answer you're going to get is what we just did, infinite solutions. Infinite solutions is, again, when I get down to the final piece of this, the final line, both sides are going to equal, which means there's a true statement there. So remember that, true statement. The third type you're going to get on these types of equations is no solution. Now, no solution would be something like this. So here's an example for you. X minus 1 equals x. Okay, so whatever I plug in for x, whatever I substitute in for x, on this side of the equal sign, it's going to be minus 1. But over here, it's just going to be whatever I said it was. So for instance, let's say x is 10. So if I plug in 10 here, it's 10 minus 1 on this side equals 10. So this is 9 equals 10. Well, no. 9 doesn't equal 10. The only other number that equals 10 is 10. So no matter what I substitute in for x, right, I'm always going to subtract 1 from it on this side, but that side's going to be the same number. No number ever in the history of the world that I plug in for x is going to work here, which means there are no solutions. No solutions. It won't work. Now that's your answer on this type of thing. The answer is no solution. It's not 0, because 0 is a, you heard it, number right here. Okay. Nice job. Remember, coefficient, constant, term, 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 term. Okay. We'll talk a little bit more about that later on. But remember these 3 you're going to need to know. I'm going to erase that so you can get a nice little crisp kind of picture of it with me smiling in front. Bye, everybody. See you later.